Welcome to Open My Eyes podcast, where we learn to become our authentic selves, the best version of ourselves. I'm your host, Nathaniel Deweese.
Hello, fellow listeners. Welcome to the conclusion of the Build-In Project Season 2, Season of the Builder. Look, we have all made it to the end. So this is a reason to celebrate. This is a reason to get excited. I know some of these weeks that have come up may have been difficult. They may have been hard. They may have been challenging. But yet, here you are. You pushed through it. You made it through until week 10, our final week. This is a week where we take the time to really step back and to reflect on the process and the progress that we have made. What are some of the things that have revealed themselves to you during this time? What has shown itself to you? What has shown up in your life? Have you been paying attention to the patterns and to the details of the things that have presented themselves to you? This is the overall purpose of the building project, is to bring light or to bring the reflection or the insight into something that may have been there for a long time, but we have not been paying attention to it. So the questions were designed to begin to bring those things out. Some of these weeks may have been very difficult, may have been very challenging, may have been very hard. For some of us, we may not have even pushed through a lot of these weeks, but that's okay. This project will remain online for those who need to go back to the weeks and continue to work through this project. Again, this is based on your own personal progression progress. So kind of keeping that in mind, that it's not based on, let me go through week 1 and get through week 1 and be done with week 1. Let me get to week 2 and get to week 2 and be done with week 2. No, this is really based on your personal preference and how you process and how you move through things. You might still be on week 2, or you might still be on week 3, and that's okay. Continue to use those questions, add to those questions, evolve those questions into building into the better version of yourself. Besides, that's what it's all about, right? It's learning to build into myself. How do I do this better? How do I do this with efficiency? And how do I become the best version of myself? That is the point of this project. So we have reached the final week of the building project, and we want to be able to really look at what has shined through, what has spoken to us, what patterns have we noticed. When we really think about this is called the wrap-up week. We really want to be able to see patterns and pictures. What is showing? What has been revealed? Have we seen the patterns of the things? This is how we begin to work toward our healing process and through our healing journey, is being able to see and recognize patterns. If we can't see and recognize patterns, then we're going to continue to repeat the same patterns over and over again and looking for a different result. There's a definition to that, and it's called insanity. So we're looking at, hey, what has this project been able to pull out and be able to reflect in me that I need to start to pay attention to, that I need to start to bring more awareness to, that I need to start to really practice being intentional about what I do and how I do it. Intentional awareness is probably the best thing that we could pull, gather, learn from this project. Is I need to be intentional and I need to be aware. My final points are reflection. Reflect on the last 10 weeks of this project and really begin to hone in on those things that really register to you. Those things that really spoke to you, those things that really caused an emotional response or an emotional reaction out of you. Those are the things that we really want to focus on and really kind of pay more detailed attention to, because we have the tendency to run from those things that cause those types of emotional responses because it make us feel uncomfortable and vulnerable. So we want to run from those things. But no, those are the things that we need to really pay attention to, really hone in and really start to identify the core of the inner workings of that thing. If you understand how something works, it makes it more easier to address. How does it work? If you understand why that thing exists, it makes it more easier to identify how it affects you and why it remains there. What gives it the power? What is the root cause? What is it here for? It's not there to hang out with you, to chill with you, and to sip on a cup of tea with you. No, it's there for a reason. So we have to be mindful and make ourselves consciously aware of that intentionally, so that when it shows up, we don't go into panic mode. We have to stand our ground because we are building into us, right? Key word is building into us, meaning that this process is not going to be easy. This process is not going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be a process. It's a journey, right? It's a marathon, not a race. Keep that in mind. Remembering that this has taken a great amount of courage and bravery for you to be able to step forth and take ownership of those things that have shown up in your life, or to take ownership of those things that you haven't claimed or recognized in your life. This is your time. This is your chance. This is your first step. Is to actually start that process and realize that this takes a great amount of energy, a great amount of courage, a great amount of bravery to be able to step out and to make yourself vulnerable. Yes, that's the point. We want the exposure, we want the vulnerability, but at the same time, we want to be able to put additional supports in place. So if we need professional help, go and get professional help. Stop being stubborn, stop having an ego, put that stuff down. If you need additional help, and encourage you to go out and get professional help to help you work through these issues in life, so that you can and we can be the best version of ourselves, right? And finally, I want to just take the time to thank everybody who's taken the time to participate in this project. I know that this project has not been easy, and there's been some difficult questions along the week, and some of these weeks have probably been crazy for some of us because we have touched on very sensitive topic and issues. But here you are. You pushed through it. You're in week 10. You should give yourself some credit, pat yourself on the back, and celebrate the small things. Don't wait until the final thing to celebrate. That makes no sense. Celebrate the small steps in between to the bigger victory, right? That way we can have a greater appreciation for the things that we have gone through and the things we have been through, right? And keeping that in mind, that if I made it through that, I'm sure as hell more confident in knowing that I can make it through whatever presents itself to me in the next phase of my journey, of my project, of my building into the better version of me, the next step, the next dot, the next connection. I got everything I need from one connection, and I can use that going into the next connection. Again, so I just want to thank everybody who had the confidence and the faith to continue to believe in this content and believe in this process of building into yourself. Remembering that you are the prize. Keeping in mind that season 3 is right around the corner. So I'm looking forward to spending time with you guys in season 3 as we begin to deal with some relational issues into relationships. The Building Project, season 2, Season of the Builder. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining today's podcast. I hope it was inspirational to you. Let's continue to build, inspire, and grow together. Until the next podcast. Would you like to support this podcast? If so, please visit openmyeyes.captivate.fm/. There you will find the player. Click on the link and follow the links tab. Thank you for your support. For your continual support, please follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks again.